I'm not that much of active today because I didn't sleep the whole day and last whole night. So I don't have sleep from last 2 days itself.
Hey Prasad, if that's the case, you can carry on, I mean, and
Yeah,
you
no
must
problem at
be
all. At
late in
least
India, right?
one transformation. Actually, these are all our initial classes. If in the initial classes, if I trouble you, then you can underestimate me. That Prasad is so and so kind of candidate. He is not a responsible person. So right? So that's a reason.
No, it's okay. We understand. I mean, you are like all the way in India and you wake up at midnight and start teaching.
Yeah,
That's
of course, but no, it's my duty. I have to do it.
yeah, but you said right. If you see if that's the case, you're tired and all. I know even you won't be like fully focused and you'll be tired and there's no point otherwise. Feel free
Yeah,
to,
no problem. No problem.
say that.
Yeah, of course, but no problem. I can manage.
Yeah, but
So,
you feel
so
free
don't
to,
think about
anytime you feel that you're tired and you can't go ahead, please feel free.
no problem at all. So don't think about my explanation. If I tried also, maximum I'll try to explain very clearly. If you don't understand my explanation, then you can stop at the class at any time. Okay?
Okay.
You have that type of rights to stop the class at any time if you are not able to understand my explanation. Uh, okay. So, are you able to see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay then. So, Puriti, I'm giving organizer permission to you.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
start the recording when the class starts only. Okay, so don't start immediately. Okay, so if you want to start the Informatica, just go to Start menu, Power Center Designer. So you don't want to go to any Power Center Repository Manager because it's a administrator level. So already we created one repository and associated into client tools, and we created the folder management. So everything is ready to work with a different tools of client. Okay, so directly we can open the Power Center Designer here. You can Power Center Designer.
Prasad, you'll show us how to retrieve, stuff from the flat files too, right? Like from Notepad with all those delimiters, right?
Yeah. Today I explain you how to get the data from flat files and how to generate the flat files, how to load the data from flat file to flat file. All these are this kind of stuff. Okay. Actually, we can move the data from relational database to relational database, and we can move the data from relational database to flat file, and from flat file to relational database also, and from flat file to flat file, XML to. That means what I'm saying is other database to one another database. So if you want to move the data, no need to take the same databases in the both sides. Okay. So we can move the data from any database to any database.
Okay.
I think services are failed, maybe. Yeah, that's right. Okay. For this purpose, we need to start the services here. So we can start the services from go to Windows R. From here, services.msc. You have to type services.msc and click on OK. Automatically, the services window will open. Here, we have to check the Oracle database services. Okay, so first go to Oracle. In here, Oracle service actually, the services are disabled, so not in running status. You have to start this. Okay, and then Informatica.
Why does it stop at the first place?
God only knows. I don't know. So
What is the latest version of Informatica? So I see you using
9.5.1.
Is there much of a difference between this current version, the one you're using, and the current version?
There is no development of difference. Actually, development wise, everything is same, but some functionality additionally they added to the software. For example, this Informatica Power Center is completely available in different kind of software. For example, Power Center, Informatica Power Exchange, Informatica Power Center, Informatica IDQ. So these are the different types of Informatica tools, Informatica software, which is provided by Informatica. So after 9.0 or 9.1 version, they all combine the multiple functionality in the same software itself. So that is the only difference here. So there is no big difference where if you are a developer, so in the different versions. Okay. I'll give you the differences also in the end of the course.
Okay.
Now, connect. User ID and password should be same. Capital A, administrator. Okay. You can be in back. The folder. You have to open that. This is our yesterday's example. Yesterday. So just we have example like just we move the data from source Oracle EMP table to target Oracle EMP underscore TCD table. Both are relational database tables. Okay. So now I want to move the data from source Oracle EMP table to flat file. Okay. So now here our target file is a flat file. Clearly understand? I want to move the data from source Oracle table. So clearly, I already imported the source table, right? Yesterday.
Yeah.
I already imported. I don't want to import so number of times. If already imported, that's enough. We can use at any time, anyway. Okay. So for this purpose, we don't want to import the EMP table in the source already imported. So just we have to design the target file, because yesterday we designed and generated the query and executed it into the database and created the table in the database Prasad schema, right? But it is relational database management system table. Don't need it in today's example. So we have to create one flat file. So what is the structure of the flat file actually? The same structure of source EMP table. Okay, clearly understand here. From source EMP, I'm just drag and drop. Sorry, this is the source. I just open target designer to design the target table. Now, from this source, just drag and drop the EMP table.
Target.
By default, the source EMP table is a relational database table. It's an Oracle database type. We have to change the database type here. We can change it. Just click on header, right click, edit. If you The edit tables dialog box is appear here. So database type by default, it is Oracle database because we just copied it from source relational database table, right?
Right.
So here we have multiple options. Clearly observe this. First, DB2, flat file, Informix, Microsoft SQL Server, ODBC, Oracle, CBS, Teradata. These are the different type of target databases. So among these, we need to take flat file. Okay. So actually, we have two different type of flat files. One is delimited flat file and fixed width flat file. We have two types. So delimited means there is a delimiter character to separate each and every field. So normally, comma is the delimiter character in many cases. That's not a problem. So if you want to specify any dollar symbol or if you want to specify any semicolon or colon, whatever the character you require, just you can specify. Clearly, observe here, flat file information, we have two different options, delimited, fixed width. So initially we go with the delimited version. So just click on advanced tab. E. Column delimiters, by default comma. Actually we have different types. We can use all these. Okay. So by default it's a comma. You can okay.
So what does the delimiter does? Like what does the comma does? It separates different flat files or
If the
columns?
delimited character, if the delimiter character is a comma, it is separated each and every field. Actually, in the EMP table, we have number of column names, right?
Right.
So, there is a different structure in the relational database management. Columns and rows. Each and every column is separated, right? So we
Right.
can easily understand the column here. But whereas in flat file means notepad. How can you understand the notepad structure? Is there any structure for notepad? See clearly, this is the notepad. So we can write like this. So numbers, characters. So clearly understand, if you consider the relational database management table, there is completely different structure. For example, we can create the table with different columns with different data types for each column. For example, if you take employee number, it's a numeric type. If you take employee name, it's a character type. So based on the data type, you can insert the values based on the data type only. For example, employee number is a numeric type column. Then can you insert the characters to employee number? Is it possible? No, it's not possible. Because based on the data type only we can insert. There is a numeric type. Employee number is a numeric type column. Then we can only insert the numeric values. For example, join date is the column name. So for this column, date or timestamp is the data type in the table. So can you insert the characters or can you insert the numbers for this column? No.
No.
Because the data type should be date format. So we can insert only date type of data. So there is a structure. Based on that only we can understand the data and the data type. We can store it as in different format. But when you consider the notepad, there is no structure, there is no format, it doesn't support any data types. We can insert, we can write the characters, uppercase, lowercase, number, date, whatever the type, but it doesn't understand, right? So for this purpose, actually, they designed two different types of structures here. So the structure should be, for example, EMP number, comma, ename, comma, job, comma, sal, comma, DPTNO, like this. For example, EMP number 123, comma, name, Prasad, comma, job, manager, comma, salary 5,000, comma, department number 10, and next second record. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So likewise we can specify. Here there is a structure. Here we consider the first row as it is a column name. Okay. From second row onward, it's a data. So here, first row is represented as column name. Column name means employee number is one column name, employee name is one column name, job is one column name. How can you determine this? Here
By
we
comma.
use the comma is a separated with each and every column is separated with comma, right?
Yeah.
So for this purpose, here comma is the delimiter character. Clearly understand. So comma is the delimiter character. Of course, not only comma, whatever you want, we can use here. If you use any semicolon, here semicolon is the delimiter character. So this type of structure should be delimited file. Okay, if you use this type of structure, it's a delimited file. Understand?
Yeah.
So actually one more structure is also available here, that is the fixed length file. If you consider the fixed length file, we have to specify the fixed size of memory for each and every column. For example, EMP number column should take 5 characters, then it always takes 5 characters. We have to use these 5 characters for EMP number column, and we have to use the 10 characters for the ename column based on our requirement. We have to use 15 characters for job column. So likewise. So based on the column size only, it consider this is the column. 5 characters column is the EMP number, 10 characters column is the ename, and 15 characters column is the job. So for this purpose, we can create 2 different structure tables, 2 different structure files here. Okay, so one is a delimited file and another one is fixed length file. Okay. So if you use delimited file, the entire file should take only same character. For suppose, if you take for first row, comma, if you take any semicolon character for second row, if you take any colon character for third row, so this is not the structure here, right? So if you want to follow one complete structure, you have to specify the same character in the entire file. So, however, the number of records are different. For example, if there is a 100 records or 500 records or 1000 records or 1 million or 1 billion records. So, number of records is not important. However, how many numbers of records you taken, but each and every record, for each and every field, you have to take the same character, the delimiter character. Okay. So character is different. Depends on your requirement, you can take any character. So for example, if you take a dollar symbol, then that is the delimiter character here. Okay. So here, if you change the database type from database Oracle to flat file, then automatically the data types of the database type is also changed. Actually, before changing the database type, it is a Oracle. Then the columns data types is also Oracle type data types. Actually, clearly understand in the back window, this is the Oracle window, right? In the target is the table type. EMP number is the column name. For this column name, the data type should be number of T comma S. T comma S, that means it's a Oracle type of data type, Oracle database data type. But here we changed the database from Oracle to flat file. So automatically data types also changes here. Clearly understand. Observe here. EMP number data type. Number is different. Number P comma S is different. So P comma S means precision and scale. So we can insert decimal numbers with number P comma S data type in the database level. But if you consider a flat file, there is no decimal difference and there is no any numeric type. That means natural number. It doesn't differentiate the natural number and decimal number. So whatever you enter in the flat file, it is just treated as a character. So whatever the character, plus alphabets, numerics, or any special characters, whatever it is. Okay. So I want to change the name of the table also. EMP underscore just file. Okay. Apply and okay. So our design target flat file design is completed with same structure of source EMP. Right. So clearly, just understand here, if it is a relational database in the target designer, if it is a relational database, you have to generate one query based on the design structure, and you have to execute this query in the database level. Then only the table will create in the database. Then we can move the data to that particular table. Okay. But here it's a flat file. Can we generate the query for this flat file? Tell me, can we generate the query to create the flat file? Able to follow?
Yes.
So tell me the query. So what is the query to create the flat file?
I
What
don't
is
know
the
the
statement?
another query.
Right. Yeah, just okay. In the relational database level, if you want to create any object, you have to write the statement first, right?
Right.
So SQL statement, PLSQL programming, there is a different structure. So for example, if you want to create the table, you have to write the create statement. If you want to insert the records in the table, you have to write the insert statement. If you want to update the existing information in the database, you have to write a update statement. If you want to retrieve the information from the table, you have to write select statement. If you want to delete the information from the table, you have to write delete statement. These are all in relational database, right?
Right.
So every process is happened by only statement, true statement. So without statement, we can't do anything here, right? So, but actually, if you want to create one flat file, so what is the process? Do we need to write any query? No, right?
Yeah.
Nothing. See here, I am trying to create one flat file. That means just click on flat file, notepad, go to file menu and enter the data and go to file menu, save. So for example, I want to store it on the desktop, Prasad folder. So in this folder, I have to specify the name, just save. So that means we have to specify the path to create the flat file. That's it. Automatically, the session task will create the flat file and finally load the data into that particular flat file. Just we need to specify the path to session only. That's it. Session is the responsible to create the flat file when it is executing. Okay, you clearly understand? Here, source is same table EMP. Target we already designed the flat file, so no need to create right now. So session is directly creates the flat file in the specified path and finally load the data into particular table. So no worry. Directly here, yeah.
I have a question. So when we convert the file, the target file to a flat file, and suppose is there a possibility that we can have two types of files, like one is a WACL file and flat file with the same name?
First of all, you have to know the terminology. File is different, table is different. When you consider Oracle, it's a relational database, so you have to use the word table.
Table.
So if it is a file, that means it's a not other than a relational database. So either flat file means notepad. It's a terminology is different. Flat file means it's a notepad. That's it. So in this notepad, there is different type of extensions. For example, if you save the notepad, it will ask some extension, .txt, right?
Right.
.txt or .dat or .csv,
See.
like this. So these are all flat files. And one more thing, we have XML files also. XML is also a file,
Mm-hmm.
but with extension .xml. That is different. Okay. Don't say Oracle file. Oracle is not a file. Oracle table.
Oracle table. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because
So yeah.
Oracle relates to database.
Yeah, so can we have two like we initially went here and then we selected first it was Oracle and then we flipped it to flat file.
Okay?
So can we have that same employee file, this particular table which is right in front of us, this flat file? And can we have that in two different versions? You know what I'm saying? Like one could be a flat file and the other one could be a Oracle file. Is that possible? Or
In the target, right? You're asking in the target if you can have both a flat file and an Oracle.
right.
Yeah, actually, I didn't get you clearly, but actually what I understand is our source is relational database. Okay. Based on your question, what I understand is you have to create two target tables.
Right.
So one is a relational database table and another one is flat file, right?
Right.
So you are asking about can we move the data from source EMP table to target two different type of files.
Right.
One is
Right.
table and another one is, of course, we can move it. That's not a problem.
Okay.
But that is the concept from single table to multiple tables.
Right.
Source single table to target multiple tables. So for this purpose, we have a router transformation. So by using the router transformation, we can route the data based on our requirement. Okay. So what type of records will goes to our Oracle table? What type of records needs to go to flat file? So what is your question here? So actually we have a total 15 around 15 records in the source EMP table, right?
Right.
Around 15. So among these 15 records, how many records needs to go to Oracle table and how many records needs to go to flat file? So what is your question?
So out of 15 table, my question, this is how it will frame. So from 15 from 15 tables, when we put the files in target, can we have 30 instead of 15? Like one of one type and the other 15 of the other types. Is that possible or that doesn't make sense?
What is the use?
Maybe I have to, maybe I want to send it to a different database, or I want half of the files to be flat files and half to go to database, something of that sort. Just a question, random question.
No problem. We can move the data. No, that's not a problem here. Okay, so we can move the data. But so if you are trying to move the data from one source to another target, but based on the requirement only, what is the requirement? So that's my question. So but anyway, definitely. So that's not a problem here. So we can move the data to multiple targets. Okay.
Okay.
So in the requirement sheet, they will specify, right, what they want in the flat file, what they want in the target, flat file or target or table, right?
Yes, of course, without requirement, how can you develop that? So how can you?
So exactly. So JK, basically it depends on what they have written in the requirements. We just have to do what if they specify number of tables, what specific tables to go into flat file, it's sent to flat file. If they specify a certain number of specific tables to go into
Yeah, I understand. I'll explain you one scenario, clearly understand. Actually, here, our source table is EMP. EMP means employee table. In that
Right.
particular table, I stored totally 15 employees information, right? So, we have a 15 employees information in source EMP table. Okay. I want to move the records from source EMP table to target table. Okay. So target, whatever flat file or relational table, whatever it is, I want to move the data from source to table. But I don't want to move entire information from source. Entire information means, so I don't want to move all the records, all 15 records from source. I want to move only manager records. That is my condition. Okay. I'm asking you, please store the manager records in the data warehouse. That is the requirement here. So, what do you do? What can I do now? Huh?
Then
You have to filter the source records, right? First of all, you have to check the manager records and filter, right?
right.
So actually, in the source table, we have total 15 employees. So 15 employees means some are managers, some are salesmen, some are analysts, some are client clerks. So different kind of job peoples are available. So actually, my requirement is I want to move the information from source to target, the employees information, but not all the employees information. I want to move only managers information. I don't want the clerk, analyst, salesman, all these people. Only I want managers. Okay. So for this purpose, so how can you run this information to source to target? So that is my requirement. So this type of requirement you will get through specification documents in the real time. Okay. So based on the specification documents, you can in the specification documents definitely clearly they will mention the so and so is the table in the source database, so and so is the table in the target database. You have to move the information from so and so source table to so and so target table, but the condition is only you have to move the manager records. That is the condition. Okay. So now the task is very clear for you, right?
sequence.
So what can you do to complete this task? You have to take one filter transformation to filter the records. So in the filter transformation, you have to put the condition job equal to manager. So based on the condition, filter transformation only pass condition satisfied records through the transformation only. So if the condition is not satisfied, then it rejects the record. For example, the clerk records needs to move from source to target. It is the clerk record trying to move from source to target. In the filter transformation, it will check that it is if it is a manager record, then only it passes the record. Otherwise, it rejects. So based on that, we can load only manager records. So rest of these records, the filter transformation will reject it. Okay,
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
So without requirement, we can't do anything, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Preeti,
Yeah.
just do one task.
No. Yes.
Just do one task.
Okay.
Just do one task. I'm not giving you any clarity.
Yes,
So what
it's
is
very vague.
understand?
Yes, it's very vague. Yes. I don't have much specification on what to do. It's
Right. So if I give any specification, then you can do the task, right? Complete
Right.
the task.
yeah.
So that's the question you asked me.
Okay.
So basically, all we need to do is out in the specification document. It will tell us what to do.
Okay, I'll give you some clarity to complete the task here. The question is, just to store the information in ascending order, irrespective of salary column. Just please store the information in ascending order irrespective of salary column. Can you complete this task?
What information are we mentioning?
My requirement is you have to store the information in ascending order. Okay. You know ascending and descending orders?
Yeah.
So you have to store the information in data warehouse table in ascending order irrespective of salary column. Actually, we have a number of columns, but I am telling you, based on the salary column, you have to store in ascending order. Can you complete this?
From what source?
Actually, I told you only what type of information you have to move from source to target. But I didn't specify from which table to which table. From which database to which database. Right? I didn't specify any source database and target database. I didn't specify any source database table name and the target database table name as well.
Right.
We have clarity to complete the task.
No.
If you give us the source and the target, then we have the clarity. Not otherwise.
Of course. Yeah, that's right. So I'm giving you from source EMP table to target so and so table name. Okay. I'm giving you to source table name and target table name both. And the requirement also. Can you complete this?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're giving the source and target details.
Okay. So if it is a relational database, how can you connect without any user ID and password and ODBC connections? Of course, you know the table name of the source and you know the table name of the target. But you don't know the ODBC connections of source and target. Then how can you import the source and target tables? And how can you develop the mapping?
Okay.
Just think about this, right?
Gotcha.
Understand? So,
Yeah.
for this purpose, the specification documents should contain every information for you to complete the task. That means source database name, source server path name, and source ODBC connection name, source user ID and passwords, everything. Source table name, source table structure, source table constraints. In the table, we'll find some constraints also. Those are all primary key constraint, unique key constraint, not all constraint, this type of constraint for each and some business requirements. Based on the business requirement, you have to specify the constraint for any column. It depends on the requirement. Okay. So, for those are also specified in the specification documents. So, if you read the specification document clearly, definitely you can complete the task. If you have a logical knowledge and if you know how to complete and what type of transformation is used to implement so and so particular task. So if you know all these things, then you can easily develop. Okay. So 60% work is only understanding the task, understanding the assigned task. So if you clearly understand, then you can easily develop. Only development part is 40% only. How can you understand the task?
By reading through the specification doc. Practicing.
Of course.
Practicing.
Actually, first of all, before reading the specification document, you have to understand the business itself. If you know the business, you can easily understand the specifications. Understand?
Yeah.
There is a relation, dependence on this. So you don't know the business actually. Actually, the product database project or any college projects or any whatever the organization, if you want to store the information in the database, there is different based on the business requirements only. You have to design the schema and you have to create the tables, and in the tables also you have to specify the column names, data types and constraints, all those things, right? For example, if you want to store the students' information, what type of columns you need in the table, what type of constraints you need for different columns. So these are all you have to analyze based on the business requirement only, you know. Actually, if you are trying to store the student information, so first of all, what are the students' complete logic here? Clear and understand. If you consider one class, there is number of students. For all students, for each student to identify, there is a roll number for each student, right? So the roll number is used to uniquely identify the student in entire classroom, right?
Yeah.
Understand? So for this purpose, you have to take one roll number column and you need to store each and every person's roll number. By mistake, if you enter the duplicate value or if you insert the record without any roll number, the database does not take the record, right? So for this purpose, you have to create any primary key constraint to roll number column. This is the business logic. Understand?
Yes.
So for this purpose, you have to understand the business initially. If you understand business clearly, then you can easily understand the requirement documents, specification documents, specs. All these are same. Just terminology is different. Understand? So if you understand the requirement, then you can easily develop the mapping. Right? 60% of complete work only depends on understanding the business and specification documents only. Understand?
Yes.
You know?
So do they give kind of process documents, like how their whole business process works, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know? Yeah. So source table and target file both are ready. Now we have to create one mapping. Go to mapping designer. We need to create new mapping here. Mappings, create mapping. Map underscore emp underscore file. So from source emp table to flat file. So for this purpose, I just take map emp file. Okay. Here from source emp table, from target emp underscore file. Of course, the order of columns and column names, data types, corresponding data types, everything is same. So I can select all and drag and drop. Okay. So here the connections is correct. There is no any problem. So just I want to save this. Okay. Observe the output window. Valid. Okay. So now I want to go workflow manager. Here we need to create one new workflow. Workflows menu, create workflow. So wf underscore emp underscore file. By default, the start task will create here. And next step, we need to create one session to associate mapping here. So go to taskbar, just click on session and click on workflow designer. it is asking to associate one session or mapping here. Actually, we have two different mappings. Yesterday we created one mapping, and right now, just a few minutes back, we created one mapping. So among these two mappings, we need to select this one. Just okay. Okay, we need to link up these two. Click on link from start to here. So we have to specify the mapping connections. So clearly understand here. So this is the difference between yesterday's task and today's task. So go to mappings menu. Actually, in yesterday's example, our source and target both are relational tables. So for relational tables, we have to specify the ODBC connection, right?
Right.
So ODBC connections are the mapping connections. Of course, here source table, it's a relational database table, so we can specify the relation connection Oracle system source. Okay, but here for it's a flat file. There is no any relational connection here. See, clearly understand. Observe this. In the middle, connections, none. Nothing is there. Connection means relational connection. So go to properties, just drop down. Here, clearly observe output file directory. Output file means target file. Directory means path. Output file directory. So here you have to specify the path. Actually, I want to store this file in D drive. In the D drive, just Prasad folder. In this folder, I want to store this file. Okay?
Yeah.
B Prasad. I want to store this file in D drive Prasad folder. So that's why D:/ Prasad is the folder name / That's it. Okay? So I specified the path to target table, and I already specified the ODBC connection to source table. So both are completed. Apply. Okay. Clearly observe this. I'm saving. It is valid. So without any problems, workflow is created. Now we can run this workflow. Go to workflows menu. Start workflow. Workflow monitor automatically opens here. Here. What's the problem? It is failed. Okay. So here our workflow is failed. So we have to check the workflow log file. How can you log this? Session, right click, get session log. Get session log. So this is the log file. Here, see this. This is the error. Writer initialization failed. Error. Opening session output path. Output file path. D Prasad emp_file.out. Here, the device is not ready. Writer terminating. Understand this or not?
Yeah. So basically the path was incorrect.
Right, exactly. So based on the error, just we need to understand what is the error here. So actually, in my system, there is no Prasad folder in D drive. I know that. Clearly observe. So see, sorry, entire path is wrong actually. There is no D drive actually.
There is D drive, but it's a DVD drive.
DVD drive. Okay. I'll take E drive. Okay. I'll take E drive. 1 minute, please. Mapping, target. So right, E drive. Okay, I edited this. Now I want to save the changes. Okay, so again I changed and right click, start workflow. Again it is failed. Maybe I think there is a Prasad folder. Yeah. And we will check this. Okay. So here Prasad folder. In this folder, emp_file1 .out extension. So when you open this, which one? Not bad. So this is the folder data. So clearly observe. Actually, I have 15 records in the source table. So here the 15 record is copied from source to target as well. But you have to understand here. Clearly observe this comma. So this is the delimiter character, right? It separates each and every column. Right or not?
Yes.
Yeah. So where's the column name?
Okay. Okay. You're observing like that. So we have one more option in the target table. Here. Header options. By default, no header. You have to specify output field names. That's okay. Again, we need to save this because changes may happen. Start workflow again. See, succeeded running. Okay. Right. See, this is the column.
Yeah.
Okay. So clearly observe this. Initially, for column names, header names, hash is there, but there is no hash in the source table, right?
Right.
Yeah, nothing. Hash is an indication for header names. By default, it will come. Okay.
Okay.
Right. And okay. Now, in the properties of target, I want to change again the path, not E. F. Just save it. And I want to run this. So I entered the wrong path, right? The wrong path means actually I have D drive. Sorry, I have F drive, but there is no Prasad folder. Okay, the path is wrong. In this purpose, clearly observe this. We have one more option: mapping, target, property. Here, create a directory if not exists. Understand? So there is no directory. There is no Prasad folder in F drive, right?
So you can create it through.
So we have option here, create a directory if not exist. For example, if the directories exist there, then directly the file will create and the data is loaded. Okay. So if the directory is not exist, then it creates the directory. So for this purpose, you have to specify the check option. Apply. Okay. We need to save it again because changes is there. Start workflow. Now it is succeeded. Okay. Succeeded. Now please check this. Naresh T. This is the Prasad folder. F drive Prasad folder. In this folder, this is the file. Understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So clear, observe this again. Here in the monitor, this workflow, I'm running, I'm restarting again and again. Clearly observe this. I'm restarting now. Running. Succeeded. So when you restart the workflow, the data again moving from source to target, right? Again, I'm restarting, running, succeeded. That means again the data is moved from source to target. Again, I'm running. Actually, I already, once the data is stored in the target table, but now I restarted this workflow 3 times. That means again 3 times the data is stored from source to target. Totally 4 times I stored the data, right?
Yep.
Workflow. So clearly observe this. 4 times means for 15s, total 60 records needs to store here. Where is the 60 records? Huh? Where is 60 records? See, here we have one more option here. Mapping, target. See here, append if exists. If data is already exist in the file, then append the new data. That is the meaning of this. Append if exist. When you check this only, it appends the existing data. If the checkbox is empty, that means if you are not using this option, always the existing data is removed by the session and the new data is stored in the flat file. Always the existing data is removed before you store the new data. That is the thing here. So I am checking this. Append if exist. That means if the data is existed, then the new data is append to particular existed data. Already 15 records is there in our table, in our file. So if you run again the workflow, again 15 records is come from source table and append to existing information. So clearly observe this. I want to save this. Start workflow. Running. So here already previous 15 records is there. I just started. So again 15 is came from source. So total 30 records is there. Now again I restarted. So 45 records. Again I restarted. So now observe here. Understand? These are the records. Able to see here?
Yeah.
So, did you observe the difference between the options? So, we have a different type of options for target flat file. Okay? So, append if exist, create directory if not exist, header options, target, output file directory, that means path, output file name, it will take default. Okay? So these are all the different properties to specify the flat file. Understand?
Yes.
Right. Okay. What is the next example here? Okay, right. Clearly observe. Here I want to edit this file. 7369. Okay. Actually, where it is in the E drive. I want to create one new flat file with this data. So name is employee. This is the name. Sorry, okay, E Prasad. Here employee. See, this is the E drive, Prasad folder, employee file. Okay. Now I'll show you example for importing flat file from source. Actually, in yesterday's example and today's example, we observed how to import the relational table through source analyzer, right?
Yeah.
Now, just I'm trying to show how to import flat file.
Flat file. Mm-hmm.
So actually, what are the different types of flat files are available for us?
Okay.
Already discussed.
CSV,
Yes, we note that.
XLS.
So I'm not asking you the type of flat file extension. I'm not asking you extension. So structure, based on the structure, what kind of files are available?
Not clear about the question, sorry.
Based on the structure, stored information, what kind of types? Delimited file, fixed width file. We
Oh.
already discussed that. So I showed you in the target table design. So when you open this, okay, not from here. In the target designer, when you open this, so there is option flat file information, delimited and fixed width. We have two types of flat files, right?
Yeah.
So here, just see. Here our available table is delimited file because we used the delimiter character, comma. Okay, so clearly observe. Here I am importing through source analyzer. Go to sources menu. To import the flat file, we have to choose import from file option. So import from file. When you click on this, it opens the open flat file dialog box. That means we have to specify the path here. Go to PC. From here, E drive. In this Prasad folder. In this star employee. Okay, just click on this. By default, when you click on flat file import wizard is open here. So it takes three different steps. So in first step, you have to choose the file type. We have two different types of flat files. One is delimited and second one fixed width. Actually, our file is delimited. How can you understand this? Which is delimited, which is fixed width. Yes. Here you will find the data also. Okay, so which is available in the flat file, you will find the data also, you will find here. So clearly observe this here, each and every field is separated with comma. So comma or whatever, different character. So you can easily identify this is a delimited character based on the available data. So click on delimited. Of course already selected, but click on delimited. Enter a name. By default it takes the name also. You have to understand here one more step. Start import at row 1. By default it takes row 1. Actually row 1 means in the flat file the first row should be header names. From second row only it's a data. So if you consider the first row is also a data, everything is character. There is no number, right?
Yeah.
So for this purpose, you have to import the first row of field names. So we have an option here, import field names from first line. So first line means first row. Okay. So when you check this, automatically start import at row 2. Automatically it will change. Start import at row 2. Clearly observe. I'm checking and unchecking. Clearly observe the difference. Did you observe the difference?
Yeah. The header has disappeared.
We have to import the data from second row. We have to import the first row of field names. Okay. Next. This is the second step here. In the second step, you have to specify the delimiter character. So what is the delimiter character? Comma. Of course, by default, comma is selected. So I am unchecking the comma. Clearly, understand the difference in the bottom. Okay, uncheck it. I'm checking. Okay. So, did you observe the difference?
Yeah.
Comma is the delimiter character which is separated each and every field. So, if you use the comma as a delimiter character, the data should be split into different columns, right? If you uncheck this, everything is single field. Field 1. Everything. The entire row is a single field. Field 1. If you check this, field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, field 5, field 6, like this, we have total 8 fields. For example, if the delimiter character is semicolon, you have to check semicolon. If the delimiter character is tab, then you have to use tab, space. For example, other character, that means dollar symbol, percentage symbol, hash, @ symbol, star symbol, whatever the character you can use for delimiter character. Okay. And text qualifier, no quotes. For example, in some cases, in single field there is 2 different values. In single field, if there is 2 different values, if you use the comma as a separator for 2 different values, there is a problem here. So for this purpose, you have to use either single quote or double quote for these 2 columns as a single field. These 2 values as a single field. So there is no the type of data. That's why no quotes. Just go to next. Here, data types field, 3rd step, last step. For EMP number, by default, depends on available data, it automatically takes the data type also. Understand? By default, it depends on available data, it automatically considers the data type. So here in the first field, EMP number, everything is a numeric type. So for this purpose, numeric. When you select the second field name, it's a character. When you select the 3rd field name, it's a character. When you select the 4th field name, it's a numeric. And higher date, it's a character, text. Actually, high date is date format. But we don't have any date format in flat file. So we have only numeric and text, both 2 formats only. Okay? Just finish. When you click on finish, this is the flat file import. Understand? So this will appear in left hand side source folder under the flat file section. A flat file for Oracle system source schema. So there is separation. There is no in the same hierarchy. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, target file. So I want to store this data in target relational EMP table, relational target table. Of course, already we have EMP structure table, so we can use this. go to mapping designer, needs to create one mapping. So map underscore flat file to table employee information. Okay. So source employee target. This is the relation. Just select all. Save. Needs to create one workflow here. WF underscore. What is it? Flat file. To table employee. This is the file workflow name. So by default, start task is created. Session. So this is the mapping to associate this session. This is the link. You have to use mapping connections. Here source is the flat file. Then you have to specify the source directory, source file directory. What is the path here?
Source
E
file.
drive or F drive? I think it is E drive. E Prasad. This is the source path and target. Of course, same. Save. Start workflow. Running. Succeeded. If you want to see the data, go to mapping designer, target table, right click, preview data. It is a relational database, so we have to specify ODBC connection and the user ID, password, all this. Okay. See, yesterday we already stored the information in this table. So now we again stored data from source flat file. So totally yesterday's records and today's records totally we have 30 records here. Understand? So this is the Smith record and this is also Smith record. From here the records are completely added one more time. Understand? So actually 3 different examples are completed in yesterday's and today's class. What is the difference between each and every example? What type of difference did you find?
We used a flat file, Oracle table,
Okay.
a couple of them. And
Actually, I'm asking you about the process, complete step-by-step process. Did you find any difference? Step-by-step process. In the first example also, we import source table, we import target table, we create one mapping, and we create one workflow, we create one session, and link up these two tasks, start task and session, and specify the session mapping connections. So just run the workflow. Finally, data is loaded, right? In the second example also, we take one source table, we take one target table. Of course, whatever the type of the source and target, maybe it is it can be a Oracle relational table or it can be a flat file, whatever it is. Okay. So the process, the execution process, the creating the workflow and creating mapping, every step-by-step process is same in all these 3 examples, right? So up to next almost 1 week to 10 classes, same. But only the difference is depends on the requirement. We have to use the transformation for each and every example. So you have to concentrate on transformation logic itself. So clearly observe this. This is the filter transformation icon. So just when you click on this filter transformation and click here, so filter transformation, this is the source called for transformation. Okay. So you have to specify the filter transformation from filter condition and tracing level. So by default, all transformations tracing level is same, normal. But you have to specify only filter condition. Here, actually, I told you that in previous task, Preeti, I asked you, remember, just I need only managers records. I need only managers records in the target table. For this
We
purpose,
just have
we
to
have
filter the managers out of the many different employees.
yeah, we have to specify the conditions to extract only manage
Okay.
records here. So for this purpose, just job equal to manage this is the condition you have to write here. Okay. So this is the transformation. Like this, we have different number of transformations are available. Each and every transformation is for one different requirement. So you have to know all these transformations, in which requirement we have to use particular transformation. Okay. So
Okay.
based on that only we can develop the mapping. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, we can work on transformations topic. So each per day we can complete 4 to 5 transformations. Most probably we will try to finish 4 to 5 days all the transformations topic.
Okay.
So up to today's class, do you have any doubts? If you have any doubts, please ask me. We will discuss.
No doubts as of now.
Okay. Today is Friday, I think, for you, right? So tomorrow Saturday, weekend. Are you available in the weekend to take the class, or else tell me?
I'm available.
I can be available.
Sorry?
We can be available.
Both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, so we'll take the class on Saturday, but not on Sunday, because I need whole day to leave to take rest.
Okay.
Yeah. So tomorrow we have a class, but the day after tomorrow we don't have class, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tomorrow same time, Prasad.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
You want to take
No.
same time is the regular time, not today's time.
Not today's time, no.
Regular
Regular time,
So
yeah.
Indian time 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. That will be 8:30 Pacific time, I think.
Yes, 8:30 Pacific, 10:30 Central.
Central time. Preeti, are you in Central time?
No, I'm in the East Coast, so mine will be at 11:30.
Eastern time 11:30. Okay, right. I know. I know that. Okay, so according to my time, just calculate your time. Tomorrow's class is on 10 p.m. Indian time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Hey Prasad, just one question. By any chance, do you have Windows 7 with you?
No, I don't have Windows 7. Actually, in my laptop, Windows 7 as well. But the problem is, it's along with when I purchased the laptop.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a good book to read about Informatica? There's a data warehouse kit book, right? Is that very useful? Just review some of these.
Actually, your voice is not clear. I'm not able to understand what you're asking.
She's asking about if there's a book that she can refer for Informatica.
Okay. Yeah, of course, I have some PDF documents. I'll forward you.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Would like to just read through some of these things that you're already covering.
So, sir, I have a Word document also, which is created suggested by one of my friend. I'll forward you that one
Okay.
and the PDF document as well. So both I will send.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.